Let's see. Hey, good afternoon. As deep calls out onto deep. This is going to be a heavy one. I do these just to brainstorm. It's something to do. If anybody ever hears these, that they know. Sometimes it's political, sometimes it's spiritual or religious in nature, sometimes it's just off the top of my head. Excuse me. But sitting here at lunchtime and looking at some of the news and got to thinking and I'm going to go way deep. I keep on getting mesmerized by the Webb telescope pictures, especially the first one, and the distances out there, and just mind-boggling, and wrapping my head around it, and looking, and I know there's people that just, they don't give a damn about it, or that it's over their head or whatever, and I'm just going to put some things into perspective. And when you see that, if you can imagine yourself pushing forward, like all those little points of light, they're all galaxies, but all those points of light, and they're all objects like in a room, and you're just walking straight through. And so some of them are going to pass on your right, your left, above you, below you, and all that. But from our vantage point, the speed of light being what it is, a constant, and that is not just Einstein's theory, that's a pretty solid fact now, because we know how fast the speed of light is. And so when you look at that light that far, we can calculate how long ago that beam that you were actually seeing at that moment was actually projected from that light. That's what it comes down to. And when you're talking about that beam, because we know distances now and how to calculate them, that beam was projected millions, thousands, 100,000s, millions, a billion years ago. That's pretty mind-boggling. It is, in my mind still. I look at that Webb picture, the big one, the deep space one. That's the biggest, in my mind, that's the biggest, I'll say, discovery or the biggest thing that's ever hit history. In my mind. And I just had to say that. And anybody that doesn't recognize it as that, it's, they can debate it. But the fact is, up until this point, humanity, even with their modern technology, has never, ever had something so informative. As they say in what's the saying, that every picture is worth 1,000, stories or whatever, 1,000 words. That picture is definitely right there, up on top, because it goes in the face of a lot of things that we know here on Earth. It goes in the face of cultures, in the face of religions. When you say we have indisputable proof now, because of science, speed of light, and all that, of how old the universe really could be, anything that says different is, I won't say just subject, but has to be taken to heart, or with a grain of salt, I'll say. If you were to put it, or not, put it up against, say, and I'll just use the Bible as an example, because the Bible pushes it only like 5,000 or how many ever thousands of years back to the tribes of Israel. It's, don't use that as the creation part. It does go in the face of that. However, the crux of the Bible is still Jesus and the relationship between him and God, and we do have a host of witnesses and proof of who he was. So therefore, and that doesn't go in the face of science. That doesn't go in the face of the distance between planets or galaxies. That is just a simple fact of what happened here on Earth 2,000 years ago, and the teachings and all that. I told you I was going to get deep on this one. I warned you. But, so, I still will look out and go, I don't understand it. Because we know that positive vibes, thoughts, prayers, whatever, work. We, of faith, have a very strong belief with angels and the supernatural, or omnipotence, omnipresence. Okay, we have that in us. We have that in us. And so, in conclusion, when you look out at that kind of picture, when you look up at the stars at night, you can't help but think, if you are of that nature, which I am, I know what he has done in my life, what he reached out to me, and I can't ever match that. I can't ever deny it. And so when I look up at the stars, or if I look at this picture, I'm just blown away. And I won't put it against God. I will put it in, or at the altar, and say, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for what a magical place. What a mind blow this is. So I guess that's where my deep cries out onto deep. To look out at the galaxies and just go, I don't understand it for right now, but you are just incredible. There's a presence, there's a force, if you want to call it like a Star Wars thing. There's a force in the universe. And we've known it to be around our planet for a while. Now we can look out in the distance and go, there's no reason to deny. Is it just for our planet? I have a hard time believing that. I think it's a force and a parallel that we will not understand till we die, as what's been foretold to us. So, and Christ is still King. Christ is still King. Jesus still lives. No other teachings ever asked you to scrutinize him the way that he did, and loves the way that he does. There's my take. There's my lunchtime. And I spread out to you nothing but love. Nothing but love for everyone, and have a great day. Enjoy it.